Blessed morning, blessed morning. All right, today I'm going to try one of my birthday gifts. This one is an organic fruit snack maker. And so I just took it out of the box. So let's see how it works. To see what fruits I had left. And of course, I finished off most of my fruits for this week and have not gone to the grocery store yet. So I'm going to do something with what I have left, which is I'm going to slice those oranges and I'm going to puree these two remaining plums. So I'm going to make plum fruit leather, you know, the leather thing like what they use for fruit roll-ups. And I'm going to do some sliced oranges. That's going to probably kind of be like a little bit candied looking. That's the plan. Let's see how it works out. All right. So I decided I had a little change of heart. So I'm not going to just do a plum leather. I'm gonna do a plum orange mixture leather, and I'm thinking it's gonna be a nice, interesting, creative taste. So anyway, so I have the slices of orange that I'm going to dip in honey before I put in the trays, and then I have cut up a cup of orange and a cup of the plum. So I'm gonna put those, so that's 2 cups all together, 1 cup of orange, 1 cup of plum. I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of honey. And honey, it doesn't matter, you know, what kind of honey. Where did I put the bottle of honey? Here. So this is the honey that I'm using today. Anyway, so that's gonna go in the blender. The orange, the 1 cup of orange, the 1 cup of plum, and the 1/4 cup of honey. I'm gonna blend that all up together, and that's gonna be my puree for my leather. And then here, I'm just gonna dip that in honey, and then I'm gonna put it in the trays, and then I'll try to let you see that. Starting with the orange slices. So I'm just gonna take one of the orange slice, and I put some honey on that plate. So I am just going to get some honey on it. Just get some honey on it. Don't have to be anything fancy, just get some honey on it. That's all, just some honey on it. And then I'm just gonna rest it on my tray. You see? So I'm gonna do the same thing for all the rest of this. All right, done the first tray of sliced oranges. And then I'm just going to put it on the machine. So the first tray is down. See how it's nice and glazed with that honey on top of it? All right, next up, the puree. So now I have my two cups here, which is my 1 cup of oranges, 1 cup of plum. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the blender. And before I add my 1/4 cup of honey, I'm gonna just go ahead and blend this up. And you know what your blender does. So you want puree, you put it on the speed that needs to have it pureed. Now I'm going to add in my 1/4 cup of honey. Nice, sticky honey. Come on. There. Depends on the consistency. I may add a little bit of water, but we'll see. And then blend that up as well. get a spoon. Let me check it out a little bit. Make sure. Several things going on here. Yeah. See? You want it to look like this on the spoon where it's not just running off like water. Yep. She ready, she ready. Alrighty, next step. So, I'm gonna do the first, arrange the first tray. So I'm put the yellow down this time, and I'm going to arrange. See, these are called the leather mold trays, or the leather molds, whatever. Anyway, so I'm gonna put them down. That's what they look like. And just to make sure that they don't stick, I'm using some canola oil spray. You could use parchment paper, but I don't want to take the time to cut it and shape it out. It's called laziness. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray this. Right, then I'm just gonna rinse my hands a little bit because I like to use my hands to just make sure that it is ready. And then also get them a little dry so they're not too watered down in there. I'm just gonna make sure that the oil is all where it needs to be. So just bear with me 1 second. Want to make sure it's everywhere. You know, you don't want to have one corner steak, another corner don't steak, you know, that kind of stuff. For those bakers, they know exactly what I'm talking about. I'll fix that tray in a minute. Okay, and check the backs, check all the sides, everything. This in this corner. Same thing here. Yep. Okay, so it's greased. And then, this is when you get your puree, and then you fill your molds. So then you pour it out, and then you pour it out into both trays. There goes a piece of fruit that needs to come out of there. Okay. Alrighty, let me get that one piece of fruit out of there. Let's see. Get that big plop. Oh, plop, and I just make a mess with my plop. Just got it all on the outside. Did not intend to do that. So before I do anything else, let me clean up my mess. I don't want it to be everywhere. All of my oranges and everywhere. So I'm just gonna try to just get that up real quick. A little bit more right there. Okay. It's down secure. Well, while I have you out, I'm gonna take the opportunity to try to get you in the corners. There. 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 And as you can see, it's fully in the corners. And then the trays have, you see, they have grooves to let you know where to set them out. I'm just gonna do the same thing with this one. Don't make a mess. Okay, I'm just gonna, there we go. And there we go. Oh, this one's a little bit more in that corner. All right, there. And this one's also set really nicely. Okay, that's the shape of the yellow. And then I'm going to do the same for the purple. Make sure, and you have to make sure it's all stacked good, okay? Make sure you hear the clips. And this one has this little slightly different design. So there we go. This one is there. They're both in in the clips. Let me do a little bit of spraying. Worst thing is to have these things stick so bad. Yep. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna use my fingers. Make sure the corners, the edges, everywhere that needs to have has. And thanks to my daughter for coming and taking over my videoing so that I don't have to be trying to do both things. One arm holding camera, one arm doing this. Hi. Let's make sure this the whole thing is you're just trying to reduce less work for you cleaning wise when everything is done. So that's why you just want to make sure that everything is along the sides, all the grease is there. And as I said, you can use parchment paper, but I just didn't want to take the time to cut all these nice little shapes to fit into these nice little grooves. So if you have the time and patience for that, feel free. I don't have that time and patience today, okay? So, oh, and I need to, I put that big chunk back in there, right? So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do some more. Put this back in here a little bit, just to make sure. Get that little chunky bad boy. That should be good. Now let's see what we got. Okay. So these are long strips. So these, I'm gonna just do it like this. These, the flow of getting it in there. Just a little bit. The corners have a little bit. Corners have a little bit. And these are, look, that was too much. I'm gonna put a little bit here because I'm gonna float some of it up to the top. Same, and I'm gonna situate them out. Let me situate it out. Yeah, I'm gonna have some more left over for another time. How cool is that? The same thing like last time, just to make sure it all gets in the edges. You kind of want them a little bit evenly distributed as much as possible. This, they're trying to get this corner without making a mess. Okay. And always make sure you get it back in the groove. That's part of the key. Get it back in the groove. Yeah, I knew I had too much in this middle section. Try to see if I can. So that one's gonna be a little thick. Yeah, so you just have to watch how you pour, because then you want it to be as uniform as possible. But as you saw when I was pouring, when I said uh-oh, I put a little bit more in this middle one than I needed to, so it's gonna have a little bit extra thing. Actually, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and try to do a little scoop, since this corner here seemed to needed a little bit of help. Okay, let's see what we got. It's better. Okay, it's better. There. Okay, see how that one has a little corner there? I'm gonna get a little scoop out of here. Get a little scoop in that corner right there. There we go. And this is my plum and orange fruit letters that I'm making. Okay, a little bit in that corner too. All right. Okie dokie, folks. Then we connect everything. Let's see. I'm gonna leave it on top here so that you know, you have to make sure and put it on a. Of course, I need to take the. All right. Before I turn it on, let me just make sure I put the cover on. As I mentioned, this is my first time using this bad boy. So I'm just gonna make sure the cover is on correctly before I cause some kind of hazard up here in my house. Let's see. Yep, there's no special thing. You just place it on top. Okay, sounds good to me. All right, and then the face and the on-off button right in front here. And so then from there, I'm just gonna turn it on. And it takes about 4 to 12 hours depending on the type of fruits you use. So you want to just kind of check it periodically, but it takes about 4 to 12 hours. And I'll let you see the finished product when it's all said and done. Thanks, folks. First batch is out, and this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see the crispiness of the orange or not. Just so you can see the details here. And if you can see, it's a fruit leather, as they call it, fruit leather. Yep, like a fruit roll up. So I can roll it up into some parchment paper or something, or you could just eat it as it is. But so it needs to it's finished dehydrating. It just needs to dry out a little bit. So it's just gonna sit here for a couple hours or so. Or you can eat it just like that, but I'm gonna just let mine sit for a little bit. But you can see the details here. This is what it looks like. Different shapes. And as you could recall, this is plum and orange. This is my plum and orange puree mixture that made these fruit leathers. And then this is my dehydrated orange with my glazed honey. Yep. And I have some orange that I'm letting dehydrate some more, but I like them like this, so I've taken out a couple. The crispy on the ends. I don't know if you can see, but it's crispy. Alrighty. And that's it, folks. Good luck if you make it. Hope it works out well for you.